Adam Lefkoe, host of NBA on TNT, also the Lefkoe Show podcast, Bleacher Report, Gaming's Underrated on TBS. So Adam Lefkoe joining us here on the program. Is he with us, Todd?
He sure is.
Oh, okay. Hey, Lefkoe, biggest storyline going into the season is...
Oh, man, you caught me in a whirlwind between Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving. I feel like those are the two... NBA 75th year anniversary, that's the biggest one. But I think what's going to happen to these two guys that are not currently playing right now? Do the team even like him in terms of Ben Simmons? And in terms of Kyrie Irving, does the team even need him? Those are the two questions that I'm kind of thinking storyline-wise.
Who would you rather interview between those two?
Kyrie's going to take you to a place that you have no idea where he's going. And I'm someone that does find it somewhat entertaining. Ben, it feels like a lot of angst, a lot of anger, a lot of built up just frustration. And I feel like it's going to be a lot of no comments. So at least I can have a conversation with Kyrie.
Which one is more salvageable?
Kyrie. I think that when we would always have these stats last year for NBA on TNT, how is this team with Kyrie and Durant, but no Harden? And how are they? They were great. And so when you look at the depth of this roster, I totally forgot. Patty Mills, I know, but they got Javon Carter, too, from Phoenix. They're very deep. And James Harden played a lot of point guard last year. And so I think that this Nets team could start off really hot, and then 3-4 months in, possibly he gets the vaccine and joins them. With Ben, he is literally working out in a hooded sweatshirt with the sleeves cut off, wearing full pants to practice. He's not playing. We are watching a hold in instead of a hold out. And I think that this is just posturing for a possible trade.
Who had a great offseason?
I think the fact that the Bucks re-signed a lot of guys, they got continuity in a league of constant change. I thought it was really well done for Boston to kind of move a bunch of their pieces and retain their core and still build around Tatum. I think I would have said Phoenix, but this DeAndre Ayton not getting the max, I think suddenly brings trouble in paradise. But I think also the Lakers and specifically Russell Westbrook to go from the Washington Wizards to the Lakers. What an offseason for him. Like, really impressive.
What is the game plan, do you think, for the Lakers during the regular season?
So that was the best part of the Russell Westbrook move by the Lakers, in my opinion, is that LeBron is now, and he has been for the last few years, a CEO that doesn't need to be in every meeting. And I think when you heard the upset nature of him with Jared Dudley leaving, he needed those generals to keep the team motivated during the regular season. And I don't think anyone does that better than Russell Westbrook. We heard it in Houston where he was on the plane and they're waiting for Harden. And then he goes to Washington and all of a sudden the team and Bradley Beal is focused. LeBron now has his general, his everyday general to keep that team motivated during the regular season. We saw it last year, like they're okay going for the 7 or 8 seed if it means, resting LeBron a little bit. I think that they're going to go for it all this year. I think that when you look at the West, I think the Suns are great, but I think it's unlikely that they have a similar run back-to-back. It's just tough to do that 2 years in a row. So I think they're kind of going up against Utah to try and win the regular season. But I think as long as they're in the top 4, they're feeling good. But I really think Westbrook now is that day-to-day general of the team.
Who's the most overrated team?
Overrated. I think, like I just said, I would, just from having watched sports a long time, it's probably unlikely that Phoenix and Atlanta do what they did again. Those just seemed like big runs motivated by a lot of and there was so much opening in the West with Kawhi's injury and the Lakers' injuries. I think Phoenix is probably the team that people are penciling into the finals that I would bet against them.
Who is underrated?
I like the Utah Jazz. And mainly because of conversations that we have had before about, yeah, I get this with the Bucks in the regular season, but show me in the playoffs. And then it happened. And this happened with the Raptors a few years ago. I'm not saying Rudy Gay is the guy, the missing piece that brings this all together, because that's
a good thing. I'm glad you didn't. Okay.
Yeah,
but aren't you year 3 into loving the Utah Jazz?
I do love the Utah Jazz. I think it was watching Rudy Gobert in the Olympics, and it was watching him get brought into similar situations in the playoffs where he's having to defend guards, and he actually did it. But look, Olympic Melo messed me up for a number of years. So I have to imagine that all of these years of getting just absolutely swept in the playoffs, I don't know, man. I'm a sucker for pain. And so I think the Utah Jazz are my tool this season.
Who's your finals pick?
All right, I'll be even sicker, because if it happens, I want credit. I'll put the Jazz in there, and I'm going to put the Nets. So it'll be Jazz versus Nets. The thing that I'm thinking about tonight's game, which is a matchup for the Eastern Conference Finals, Bucks Nets, is the one player the Bucks didn't bring back is PJ Tucker. And I know it's weird to read that PJ Tucker was a great defender against Kevin Durant when Kevin Durant had like an all-time game in games 5 and 7. But the reason he was so big is it meant that Giannis and Middleton didn't have to guard Durant. And so it changed up their philosophies. And I'm looking at the team right now, and all I can think about is, if I went to Vegas, I'm putting my number one bet is Durant as MVP. That's just the way the season ended. Now he's got a full healthy offseason. There's no Kyrie, so he's going to get credit for like playing well without Kyrie. I just don't know who stops him. So I would go Jazz Nets.
Why is it I can't release or cut that umbilical cord from the Golden State Warriors?
Oh, like Steph Curry's my number 2 pick for MVP.
Yeah, I had him MVP last year, and Klay Thompson's the missing ingredient. They got young players. They got some youth on there. I don't know if they have the magic dust for one more run, but I'm kind of holding on that they do.
There are 3 teams that I really, really like, but injuries are what prevents me from picking them long term. Kawhi with the Clippers, Jamal Murray with the Nuggets, and Klay Thompson with the Warriors, all expected back a few months into the season. And if they were there the entire time, I just don't know what I'm getting. And so I am so excited to watch Curry, Klay, and Draymond. And now with all of this wisdom, I was reading about Draymond yesterday and how, he used to be the guy that could talk to the team and talk about like advanced mathematics when it comes to NBA. And now all the young guys are looking to him. And I love the fact that we're going to get super veteran Klay, Curry, and Draymond. Without Klay, they are a piece short. And I don't know where we're going to get in January.
It's great to talk to you. Have fun tonight. And remember,
what did you have for breakfast? Where are you going later today? Where is that shirt made?
Why are you wearing that sweater?
It has seashells because, Milwaukee is a beach town.
Yeah. Yeah. I take the kids there. We used to take the kids there for the summers,
It's, it's just that, if I can get a margarita on the beach in Milwaukee.
Because I would say to the kids, Milwaukee or Disney World? And they go, Milwaukee.
Easy.
Yes.
Easy.
Remember, your role is John Stockton.
Yeah.
Pass. Get the assist out. Get the ball out quick. That's your rapid fire question. No, you don't even have to have a. Did John Stockton ever have a no look pass?
I just revealed that I'm not wearing.
You don't have pants on, do you?
I don't. No, are you kidding me? This is. I would stand up and show it off.
No.
Okay.
No. It's best you don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to see your Lefkoe and your rightco.
Haven't heard it referred to.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you.
Adam Lefkoe, NBA on TNT host, and a man who's not wearing pants, at least in that interview.